The Kobalt Tools 500 on Fox is sponsored by Lowe's. For all your home improvement needs, Lowe's, let's build something together. NASCAR on Fox and time for an AT&T race break. Your leader, Kyle Busch, came in as the points leader and has led the most laps so far this season. Clint Bowyer, moments ago, part of Richard Childress Racing, also in a Chevrolet, getting ahead of Kevin Harvick. And there is Bowyer in the 07 car, and Tony Stewart moving in front of Jeff Gordon in a battle for the 4th spot. We've had 4 leaders and 9 different lead changes so far. A quick recap: Dale Earnhardt Jr., who came in 2nd in points in his 88 amped-up car, but the first 39 laps. Now Casey Kane came in going for his 4th straight top 10, 3rd in points. A little bit too fast, wheel hopped it.
I screwed up bad right there.
Kane went a lap down. Kyle Busch, here's where he took the lead from Junior back on lap 60. But all day, Jeff Hammond, handling has been an issue.
And you can see here about the very start right there, Juan Pablo Montoya, he gets a little loose right there, almost gets into the 8 car, Mark Martin. Jimmy Johnson, our defending champion, he's sideways off that corner. Even our leader, Kyle Busch, he's got his hands full. Everybody's having to get up on the wheel. Look out the front of Denny Hamlin's car, watching the 88 car, Dale Jr.'s. His car is even loose up on the straightaway, Chris.
And of course, Casey Kane, moments ago, falling down 2 laps.
That car just snapped around on him. Again, they don't have a lot of grip with these tires. Watch it out, Digger. Around comes the 9 car. He almost gets Digger out there as far as our gopher cam's concerned. Again, we're looking out the front of the 31 car. Our AT&T race break.
Yes, and that's the Jeff Burton cam, who is running in the top 10. If you want to get an exclusive look inside the world of Richard Childress Racing, Jeff Burton on the 31 Chevrolet. Well, thanks to AT&T, you can, using cellular video on your AT&T handset. You can access all the inside RCR content. That is an AT&T race break. Let's rejoin Darrell Waltrip, Larry McReynolds, and Mike Joy.
Well, it's shaping up as a battle between Joe Gibbs Racing and Richard Childress Racing. They have 4 of the top 6 spots between them. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has just dropped out of the top 7. He's backslid to 8th as Tony Stewart surrenders 4th place to Jeff Gordon. So a lot of movement behind the top 3 who remain: Kyle Busch, Clint Bowyer, and Kevin Harvick.
It's definitely like maybe the 24 car is a little better on this long run than they were the first couple of long runs. But right now, as you mentioned, Mike, that 20 car, Tony Stewart, they've been getting that car better and better. I think he's actually been pretty good since the drop of the green flag. He just started so deep back in 32nd.
Well, if you think about Bobby Labonte when he drove for Gibbs and how he's dominated this place, he has the most wins of any current driver. And then Gibbs cars have always been good here. Childress cars have always been good here. And you've got Carl Edwards in the Roush car lingering or lurking back there, but he's not as good as these other guys right now.
Steve
Addington just asked Kyle Busch. He said, "How's your race car?" He said, "Entry's better, exit's better, center's snug. I don't know."
It's still pretty fast. Last lap 33.60. That's not the fastest lap on the board, but he's still got a 2.7 second lead. But Larry, Clint Bowyer's coming.
Well, he is, and the guys talked about Clint Bowyer in the 07 car in the pre-race, and the question was, is this car in trouble? Well, it looks like Atlanta has maybe put an end to their woes they've had in the first 3 races. Qualified 7th, and Krista, he looks to have one of the fastest cars on the racetrack right now.
He does indeed, Larry Mack. Watch out, Kyle. Here comes Clint. He is getting quicker and quicker. He's been loose all day, but at this track, that's exactly what you want to be, at least to start, because it is going to tighten up. His crew chief, Gil Martin, said, "Clint, don't push it. Kyle is loose. Just stay steady."
There's only one driver right now lapping below 33 seconds, and that was Denny Hamlin, and now his lap times have climbed up into the 33s as well.
I think this car defies logic. You know, you want to drive harder and catch up, but you can't. You got to slow down. It ought to be written on every dashboard. Slow down and go faster. Back off early, roll the center.
You know, we had Mark Martin on our trackside show on Speed Friday night. It said it reminds him of the old cars we used to have back in the 80s where the back window was straight up and down, not very much downforce.
None at all, and that's why they're spinning the tires up on the straightaway. There's nothing to hold the car to the ground.
Good battle there, 4th on back. Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, Denny Hamlin, and you see behind Hamlin, Carl Edwards is part of that mix. Matt?
Edwards trying to work his way back up to where he was before that last pit stop, Mike. A little miscue with the jack, trying to align up with the jack post, cost him 5 spots. He just says the car is just way too loose. If we can get it tightened up at all, we'll have a rocket ship. Right now, he's just hovering in 7th.
Well, the 3 cars right in front of his onboard camera are the 3 that he is racing for 4th place.
You know, the other thing it kind of defies is when you're loose, you want to put some more wedge in it, kind of tighten it up. I'm not so sure that this car is not happier when you just take the wedge out of it and try to plant the rear tires.
Steve, trouble on the leader?
Yeah, Mike, I just heard Kyle Busch tell Steve Addington he hit the fence in turn 1. He said, I bet the rear housing is doing all kinds of weird stuff right now.
This was going down into turn 1 just a few laps ago. He actually hit the wall as he was trying to swing the car out to make the entrance down into turn 1.
That's just how free it is. Getting in and getting off, that's really how free it is. But I question whether it hurt this car, because this car is pretty durable on that right side.
Well, let's take a look at the lap times right now. The last lap he ran was 33.63. That's going up against some 30s and 40s behind those cars right behind him. That lap right there, 33.86, but he was working a little traffic that lap.
No, you know why his car not driving as good as it was? Because he got a mirror full of an 07 car, and he's looking back and saying, I thought I was the class of the field.
Well, Clint Bowyer is just half a second behind him. And Bowyer here in 4 starts, 2 top 10s last year, 2 6th-place finishes, and here comes that 07 of Bowyer.
You got that right. That's what got Kyle Busch in trouble.
Started stepping it up just a little bit, and I think Clint Bowyer, he will lead that lap, it looks like, as we completed 151 laps.
New leader, a man from Kansas.
New sheriff in town, boys.
And Darrell, what you guys talked about in the pre-race, this is the team, the driver that finished 3rd in the points last year. They were there all year long. They were there throughout the chase, actually led the points for a little bit. But because a lot due to bad luck, they come in here 24th in the points.
And at 5th place, Carl Edwards starts moving forward. Makes the pass on Denny Hamlin. So the Gibbs cars have surrendered the lead now and 5th. Clint Bowyer becomes the 5th different driver to lead this race and only the 3rd driver to lead it under the green flag.